It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Koss.
Well, I know he had a good time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing outstanding. Welcome to the Swipe Wrong podcast, the number one podcast amongst people who get aroused when they hear Wi-Fi extender. I don't know who they are, but they're out there somewhere. I know they are. I'm that guy. I'm your host. I'm Koss. I'm the guy that's going to take you through the journeys of everybody who we get to talk to. It's a fun ride. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Like, follow, subscribe, tell everybody about it. Rate us. Please rate us. And if you want to get your story out there, your story, your dating stories, let us know. Hit us up 317-426-6616 or email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com, where you can find the show on Facebook. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Insta. Really the way to catch the show, the best way to catch the show is the YouTube feed. But if you hit us on social, just DM me. Like I've mentioned, like I'm starting to mention more and more often, there's no application process. Let us know. Hey, I'm cool. And then we'll try to figure out a time that works. Have somebody in Australia that's like insanely hours different, but we're going to find a way to make it work. So you want to share your story. We want to hear your story. Jay, who is the producer, who does an amazing job. He makes all of this goodness, makes it great. So just know that'll happen. Anyway, this week we have somebody's great story, and we'll mix in a little bit of a dating story in there as well. It was a great time talking to her. She's an author. She's got a lot of things going on. She's doing some pretty amazing things. Like there's something to be said when you're just following what you're passionate about. I was talking to more like a nephew, I guess is the best way to put it. Just graduated from college and he's trying to figure out what to do. So follow what you love, bro, and then the money will come. You're young enough to get all that figured out, but definitely travel. Anyway, so here we go. Enjoy the show, sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab your popcorn, throw some caramel on there. I like caramel corn's my favorite of the corns. My least favorite of the corns is definitely candy corn. Candy corn is my least of the favorites. Okay. Just so we're clear. Street corn. Ooh, yeah. But I know popcorn. That's what we're talking. Get it buttered, throw some salt on there. If you're in traffic, please drive safely and do not hit that person next to you, and enjoy Gambit Made Me Do It.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
So you are an author. Tell me about your book. Tell me about all the fun stuff and all about was it easier to write your book than fill out the applications?
That is a good question. Depends on the book.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm working on a novel right now. That one's going to take a while. Yeah. Seriously, I'm a short story author, and I tried to figure out how to convert to novel writing a while back. It's taken me several tries, but I think I finally got it.
Okay.
It turns out it's not about writing more. It's about having a more complex story that naturally takes longer to tell.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so I write self-help, psychic and paranormal books. I also have shared a bunch of experiences that I've had with astral projecting to the other side. You really stepped in asking this question.
Yeah. Well, look, I step in it all the time. Sometimes it's gold. Sometimes it's not. So you tell me you. That's all. This is gold for sure.
Thanks. All right. I also have a joke book, a cat joke book it has real pictures taken of my own cats. And then I take these common sayings and I twist them. Like, for example, if it fits, it ships. And I have 2 pictures of cats in boxes. One of them fits. The other one is spilling over the sides.
That's cute. That's cute. I dig it.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many have you gotten published?
Another cat's treasure.
Right. Oh, okay. There you go.
A toy out of my trash can.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm a fan of my buddies. I got 2 cats. They're brother and sister. Look, here, you want a cat story? I'll tell you one, and everyone else can listen too. I had a brother and sister cat. I moved from one place to another. Had the cats at the new place for about 3 months. One bounced. One's like, I'm out of here. This place isn't any fun. I'm gone. 13 months later, I got it back. Crazy, right? 13 months later, somebody took it and had a chip in it and like, hey, this is your cat. Do you want it back? And I almost left it with the people because I'm sure they got attached to it, but I couldn't do that. They're brother and sister. I had to have them hang and beat up on each other when they could. So I thought that was a trip.
Yeah. Well, the one that bounced.
Yeah. The one. I mean, it's great.
They were trying to go home.
Oh, for sure.
Did that after it moved too. Yeah. No, they try to go home. The problem is they get lost and end up in another city.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy. Like I was surprised. 13 months and like I'm in the Midwest. It gets cold in the wintertime. So that thing definitely poached its way.
Back and you didn't.
Yeah. She's a pain in the butt, but what cat's not? She's a diva. She's like, feed me and clean up all my messes. I'm like, all right. I mean, it's like a relationship. Why not?
Oh yeah. When I go into the bathroom, all 3 of my cats demand water treats. That is a trip. In fact, one of my cats, the big fluffy cat, she loves her water treats out of the bathtub so much that she literally paints herself in these water treats. So she's got these little beads of water all over her fur, just sitting on the outside. So the second you touch her, you've got cat fur sticking to your hands, wet cat fur sticking to your hands. And I don't know how she manages to keep the water from soaking in, because normally when you've got a wet cat, it just goes deep into the fur.
Oh yeah.
So she keeps it somehow on the very edge of her fur, and it just doesn't go anywhere until you touch her. And she does this. It's basically like a human wearing a money dress. I am so rich, I can wear it. I have so many water treats, I can wear them. I mean, this is basically like painting yourself in gold dust.
You've got the diva cat for sure. I mean, I guess they all are, but that is like the aquatic diva cat for sure.
She's not even the one that demands the princess carries. Indiana. She loves having a princess carry. I'm basically a palanquin.
Oh my gosh.
I pick her up, I carry her around. She's like, oh, this is so interesting.
That's so
everything
funny.
at human level. I don't have to work at moving.
That's so great.
I want to see in the cabinet.
That's so great. Indiana. Are you from Indiana? What brought up that name?
She is a troublemaker. She gets into and out of trouble all the time.
Okay.
Who do you know named Indiana? Who
does that? That's cool. That's cool.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I like that. Yes. All right. Much better than the state. All right. I'm going to get some Harrison Ford action in there. That's for sure.
Oh, yes.
She's got nothing on The Last Crusade.
You'll love her for it anyway.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, look, they do it with their own mischievousness to them, don't they?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, the third one, by the way, is Orion. He's named after the hunter, the Greek.
Sure.
Constellation and all that. Yeah. Well, technically he wasn't a god, but anyway, who cares?
Yeah, we're not getting technical on this one. I'm with you.
He's been hunting down both the other cats the entire time I had him.
Does he smack them around? Does he show them who's boss? Is that what's going on?
He sure does. Oh, yeah. Seriously. Just random parts of the day, you'll hear hiss, and trample, and he is seen riding another cat down the hall. Seriously,
tell me you got video of that.
Back.
You gotta have video of that.
I do not. I'm working most of the time.
Oh man.
Which
Look.
is why he knows he could get away with it. I'm downstairs working. But seriously.
That might be one of the funniest reels if you got that on video. One cat riding the other
I have
cat.
got to get that on video at some
Yeah.
point. But seriously, he does this a lot too.
That is hilarious. So what's the book that you're working on now?
So the book I'm working on now is a fiction book. It's called Sky Knights of Fervin.
Okay.
And in it, you actually see, well, not see, but in it, I follow a knight named Sir Richard, and his best friend and steed is a telepathic flying blue cat who's about the size of a bear.
That's awesome.
And you get to see all kinds of self-important catness going on.
Self-important catness. Okay.
Oh yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, Richard has to know how to, stroke that ego to keep his cat on board with whatever his plans are.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
That's cool. How far, so when you start it, you create an outline and then you just kind of dive right into it, or what's your structure look like?
I am a chaotic author, so it kind of is different with every book. In this particular case, I tried to start the book while I still had massive COVID brain going on.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
So by the time I got to the end of a sentence, I had forgotten what the beginning was.
Oh, okay.
I know. And it's kind of hard
like
to
my
write
Tuesdays.
Right? Yeah. So I pretty much had to do the outline thing in order to do it. I call it storyboarding though, because it's like a very loose structure. And I'm doing it sort of like how people storyboard a movie, where I just kind of get down a few visual cues so that I can, move on to the next thing. And I've got basically what my scene is about, but, because I'm doing the written version, it'll basically be these a few phrases that don't really make sense as a single sentence.
That's fair. That's fair. So how many books total do you have published?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember.
Quite a handful.
I have like 3 or 4 or 5 psychic books. I have the cat joke book, and I forgot to mention I also have 2 kids books.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's Miracles painted tours.
Okay.
And it's sort of like the art version of the Magic School Bus, where I just kind of take a tour of my own paintings because they're the only ones I can get licensed for.
Okay.
But anyway.
That's fair. And mine would look like 6th grader crayon. Mine would be awful.
Yeah, no, I actually took paintings that I had done already, and then I just sort of storyboarded them and then wrote an adventure for it.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, so let me ask you this. So as you're getting into the longer stories, or the longer books, I should say, are you how do you go? Are you thinking about Audible and putting them in that version too, or what's that look like?
Yeah, so actually I published with Barnes and Noble.
Oh, nice.
And their audiobook is Find Away Voices. Unfortunately, Find Away Voices kind of just changed their terms of service to basically look like they now own it and don't have to pay you royalties.
Oh, that's messed up.
Right? Seriously messed up. Caused a huge stink in the writing community, and they're like, but we're just trying to make it so that we can get around all of the, and it didn't really make sense, honestly, what their explanation was. I didn't really quite get it. They were just saying we were trying to get around something to make it so that we can get you what you need, and I didn't really understand how it was that what they were saying in the contract actually yielded the results they were saying it would lead to.
So what do they really give you that's different than having somebody like me just voice it for you?
I honestly don't know specifically, because I kind of didn't get to that step. I to see if I could use it to voice it all myself.
Yeah, for sure. Like, dude, why are you trying to take the rights of my book when I can just easily use, I don't know, my own voice?
I couldn't even figure out how to actually, do the recording part. I thought that was what the Find Away Voices thing was about, but apparently not. It's about connecting authors to people who do voice work. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to find a program where I can do the voice work.
Yeah, You can do that. Just get them, like if you have an iPad or anything like that, you can just use GarageBand, something like that. We'll get in there for you, and you can record through there or whatever. I'm gonna go back to
GarageBand? Is that
yeah.
like a
It comes with anything Mac, iPhone, iMac, or anything.
oh,
It's already preloaded on there, so you don't have to get the extra program. And I mean, it's
I tried to learn
there's
Mac stuff. Didn't
yeah.
help. PC.
Okay. PC. Well, then
PC makes sense.
Audacity is awesome too.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna say the same phrase to them that I did for the applic. They can go friend themselves too. They can just go friend themselves because it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. You don't need them
Yep.
for it when all you have like there's so many free programs out there where you can just record into it, edit down, and be good to
Mhm.
go. I mean, heck, you could use Fiverr. Fiverr is people who it's almost like subcontracting them out, which you may know about too. So well, that's awesome. I'm like you're on a good streak going. You're enjoying it. Like you having a good time. Like you're getting out of your comfort zone. Are you finding like you're digging this?
Yeah. No, you're very comfortable to talk to, and
Hmm.
real and stuff. Yeah. No, seriously, you're the have a beer with this guy kind of a guy.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I didn't mean me personally. I meant in general, but I'll take it. I'll
Oh,
take that.
okay.
But no, that's okay. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can imagine as you take the tour, you're like, there was that one guy. I should have opened a beer with that dude. He was all right. He was cool.
Yeah, if only I drank. But
Yeah,
that
me too. Right?
feeling. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, is there some that you just kind of haven't connected with? Like, I know this is only your fourth one. Like, you're just kind of like, this feels like
Yeah.
I'm in a
So
doctor's
everybody
office.
is different, and
Sure.
some people they're trying really hard to be like perfect and remember all the things that they're trying to do, so the personality doesn't quite come out on camera as much.
Yeah. No.
And then there are other people who have gotten comfortable with this. They've been doing it a while, and so
Yeah.
they really know how to do stuff. But you don't necessarily connect with them as people because you're a very different person. You're just coming on for a guest
Sure.
spot one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then there are people who you're like, I could totally friend this guy. I mean, I friended somebody right after I got done filming with them one time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
seriously.
Yeah. I'll tell you, perfectly not perfect. That's exactly how I tend to roll. Like I forget my name half the time, I feel like too. So we're just gonna relax and have a good time. That's for sure. So as you are, so all right, in essay form, as you fill out what you bring to this, like you bring a great smile, you bring a great personality. Like, is there a certain question I haven't asked, the topic that you want to hit on that you're like, hey, I kind of want to hit this point. Just take whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about the weather too if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, well, how about the one that first got you wanting me on the show? I mean, it was
Yeah.
a catfish, non-catfish experience.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, but I wanted to make sure I got like you encapsulated you. So yes, I
You
do want to
got
hear
me.
this.
I'm
Yeah,
right
I
here.
want. Yeah, no, but like
Yes.
the beginning part,
Yeah.
like the
But
story.
I mean,
So
if you were
yes,
ever curious, I did actually paint that.
I was gonna ask honestly. Like when you're talking about how you did your own illustration, like did she do that?
Oh
That
yeah,
was pretty
no,
cool.
that's actually my most recent completed painting.
Where are you? Like, what state are you in?
I'm in Nebraska right now. I'm from California.
Oh, what part? California.
I'm from Southern California, San Diego.
Okay, I'm from Manhattan Beach, so not far.
Okay.
Even though I'm in Indianapolis, north of Indianapolis now. So, did you see the Northern Lights last night? By the way.
No, I was out.
Oh, I caught them. They were awesome. All right, but
Nice.
you're
We had cloud cover
painting.
in our area too.
Yeah, you probably had tornadoes too. Like, are you in Tornado Alley?
Yeah, we actually
Yeah.
did have to go down to the shelter last week for tornadoes. I got out of half a day of work though.
So SoCal girl, earthquake or tornado? What would you prefer?
Earthquake and fires, definitely.
Yeah, earthquake for me too. Yeah, earthquake
Fires never got
yeah.
me anyway.
Yeah, no, earthquake for sure. Because earthquake comes by, it's a good surf day. That's what that means.
Yeah. Although there was this one time that I was in LA, and there was a San Bernardino fire that was going really strong, and it was apparently approaching my area, and I didn't know what to do. They hadn't actually evacuated anybody in my area yet, but I had a real hard time falling asleep that night. I ended up having a nightmare about Dante's Inferno. And
Oh,
seriously, I wake up in my apartment and everything is on fire.
oh gosh.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's messed up.
I go outside the front door and literally the entire block is on fire. The trees are on fire. The street is on fire. Everything is on fire. The buildings are on fire. And I'm like, okay, I am not doing this. So I was trying desperately to get out of the dream. I ended up having to jump over the side of the second story balcony so that I could actually exit the dream. Because I learned how to exit dreams. Okay. I know how to wake myself up. It's just that I need a little more oomph. Don't worry, I didn't fall or anything.
Well, I know, like I'm trying to think, what is that? It's not Deception. What was that DiCaprio movie with a dream within a dream? Inception. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. It's not real. It's not real. I'm gonna jump off this building and prove it to you.
Yeah, you're like 8 levels deep in Inception going on right there.
All right. I actually did do Inception to myself.
Did you really? I can't.
Seriously.
I'm barely if I stay asleep the whole night.
Yeah. Well, no, Inception, what Inception is taking an idea and burying it deep within yourself so that it will always be there with you. I actually had to do that a while back because I was having some trouble remembering who I was when I would wake up. I had these 3 nights.
Oh, wow.
Where the second I woke up, I had nothing, no memory.
That's crazy.
I did not remember who I was, where I was, what I was, if I was on a planet or even had a species.
Was that COVID stuff that you were talking about? Like post-COVID or was it prior?
Was years ago before that.
Wow. That's crazy. Yet. Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And I didn't know what was going on. The first time it was terrifying. And so I used Inception. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter if I remember who I am. I'm still me anyway. I can just rediscover it.
Yeah,
I don't need memory to still be me. Okay. After that, it was wonderful because now I didn't remember any of the things that scared me anymore.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. Literally reinventing yourself. That's pretty cool.
I was kind of sad to stop having it, but I was like, this is probably kind of a bad thing that it was happening.
That's interesting. That's so crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really served me well because I've had other times when I've had severely reduced mental faculties and memory issues, and so now it doesn't bother me anymore.
Hey, look, as you get older, it's going to happen too. So you've already got the unlock code, which is pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, if I have like Alzheimer's or whatever, hopefully I won't be all abusive to people. No.
That's the thing. The joke I like about Alzheimer's is we're best friends, and then we'll be new best friends.
Yeah.
So tell me the catfishing story.
Yes, the catfish, non-catfish story. All right. So I started off my writing career as a fan fiction writer, actually, on fanfiction.net, if anyone's interested in checking it out.
There you go. Pimp it out.
Dark Winter 999. They later changed my name to Wildcard 999.
Oh, I like that.
Named myself after my own superheroes.
I like that. That's pretty solid.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, so back when I was Dark Winter 999, my favorite avatar at the time was this really cool Gambit painting that somebody had done where he's all lit up by his exploding card.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Gambit is a guy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a thing on fanfiction.net that girls will have their avatar as a picture that they're attracted to, and guys will have a picture that they're attracted to. So, of course, most of the girls are guys and most of the guys are girls.
Didn't know that.
Unfortunately, everyone still thinks of an avatar as your face.
Okay, got that. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Even worse. Back in my 20s, I totally sound like a dude online. I seriously did. There was this guy, I had to remind him every week, I'm actually a girl, okay? Just to remind you.
Oh, that's awesome.
He kept forgetting.
That's awesome.
Yes. So it made perfect sense that when I'm talking to this girl and I'm trying to help her out, and she's telling me everything about herself, because I'm apparently one of those people where people have to tell them their life story, every dark, dirty secret, the things they've never told anybody before. I'm apparently just this very trustworthy person, and
little therapist.
They open up just like that. Yeah,
that's cool.
I know. I'm like, oh wow, it's therapy time with Valerie again. I mean, I'm like that. I'm obsessed with psychology. I have been since I was 6 years old.
That's awesome.
So I'm always trying to help people with that sort of thing as an informal therapist.
That's cool. Anyways, that's cool.
Yeah. So, this girl, apparently, I'm not going to say too much about, her issues or anything, but she was having a lot of trouble with the fact that literally nobody in her life was nice to her.
Oh.
And here I am, the first person she'd ever met who was nice to her.
Oh.
Right? And so, we're talking, and I'm helping her through things and trying to help her be a better writer and stuff like that. And eventually she tells me, I'm in love with you. Can we meet? And I'm like, what?
Wow.
What do I do here?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I kind of don't really want to meet up. Just to let you know, I'm actually a girl. She's like,
oh, wow.
Oh my God, am I a lesbian?
She started asking herself that. Oh,
seriously.
Oh, poor girl.
Yes. And she's freaking out about this. And I'm like, hey, cool it. You've been staring at this Gambit picture this whole time, okay? You thought I was a guy. Yeah. You fell in love with an imaginary guy who just happened to be saying the stuff I'm saying, okay?
Right.
Seriously.
Right. And connection. I mean, she hasn't had any connection before.
Issues my whole life anyway. I felt like a guy my entire life. I could totally see this happening, all right?
Right.
But this would be very disappointing to encounter, okay?
Girls.
Seriously, yeah, no, I am completely the opposite of what she was imagining.
Oh my
and
gosh.
So, I'm trying to explain to this girl that, just because it turns out that the guy she's been falling in love with is actually a girl does not actually mean that she's a lesbian.
That was a whole different therapy session, it sounded like. It started out one way, and then you're like, wait a second, you don't need to question your sexuality. You just like you didn't know, and you connected.
Yes.
Like connection. That's the big thing.
On the whole knight in shining armor syndrome, because when you've been meeting all of these people in your life who are all mean to you, and this one person is nice, you're like, oh my God, why?
Yeah.
It can't possibly be because I'm worth it.
Isn't that the truth? Like, seriously. Oh, seriously. That's
the thought that people arrive at, and so that's the reason why you get all these stalkers who are all obsessed with somebody, and they have this fantasy of we're all deeply in love and whatnot, or I am their one and only true love and all of that. Yeah, right. Because if you're the one person who ever smiled at them, there's got to be something more to it than just they're a nice person. No.
Yeah.
It's just that you met all of the really crap people in life, and then you finally meet one normal person who's actually nice.
Yeah. So much self-worth. Like, we hear that all the time. Like, it's really like when people are meeting a bunch of just bad connections, bad dates or whatever, it's almost always look in the mirror, change something about yourself, and then you'll attract somebody different. It's almost always that case.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. But truthfully, I do want to say that really, when people are mean to you, it has more to do with them than you.
Always.
Oh, yes.
Always. That's like, there's two ways to build the tallest building. You either build the tallest building, or you tear everybody else's building down until you have the tallest building.
Exactly.
Right. So
that is exactly it. That is what abusers do. They knock everybody else down, so they're the only one standing.
Yeah. And that's it. So like, that's what it kind of comes back to. And you just got to identify that. Like, I just want to build the tallest building. Let's bring everybody else along. And that's what sounds like she ran into. And hopefully, so do you guys, like, I assume this might have been a while. Do you still communicate, or like, obviously, no?
Very, very long time ago. After the whole, you're not you're probably not really in love with me. I'm just nice thing.
Yeah.
She kind of lost interest.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I was like, you know what? Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you helped her through though, which is pretty awesome.
Yes. At
Either
least
way.
she's not questioning her sexuality based on what looks like nothing.
A picture. Damn it, Gambit. Damn it.
Yes, you are too hot.
Yeah, I know. Damn, it's a good look, especially. You're gonna have to send me that picture so I know I can associate in my head too.
Yeah. It's probably still my avatar, actually. I think it is.
Is it? All right. That's cool.
Yeah, I honestly cannot even remember. It's been so many years since I've been on fan fiction, and I kind of lost access to the account.
Oh, for real?
Seriously.
Yeah, so
I can't add any new stories. Yeah, I tried to add an X-Files fan fiction that I wrote years later after I woke up from seeing the story.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody who was an actual writer from the X-Files died during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And so they wrote an episode of X-Files, and it was like absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. It had all of the X-Files hallmarks, including at the end, leaving you with the question of, is it all real or did he hallucinate that?
That's cool. That's really cool.
What really happened? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a great show.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, it was fully immersive and full of detail. Most of the time when, I'm asleep and I'm dreaming all this, fan fiction and stuff, because there were a few others that I never bothered to write down. They'll have a cohesive story for about 2 seconds and then it'll morph into something else.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, this one was absolutely coherent for like a half hour.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
It was absolutely insane. Oh, yes. So, I posted on LiveJournal and never did anything with it. But anyways, still under wildcard 999 because I have to.
All right, sure. No, that's what I was gonna say. Pimp out all your handles.
Anyways, it's about this about Mulder. He goes to this location that is apparently near a Native American reservation, and apparently like 50 years ago there was some issue where an experiment went wrong and it caused major calamity for the local tribe members in the town just near there. Anyway, the government decided they wanted to restart it again, and Mulder was sent there for security.
Okay.
So he's hanging around all bored while the scientists do their thing or whatever. And he's kind of, two minds about this sort of thing. For one thing, the government tells him where to go and he has to go. But for the other, it seems like a really offensive thing to do. They've already created one tragedy. Now they want to start it up again and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right.
They didn't even apologize the first time. Seriously. Yeah. So
that sounds like an abusive relationship.
Yeah. So he mostly spends his off hours, going into the town, getting to know the people so that, at the very least, he can feel better about having acknowledged them as a people and their pain and all of that. He's trying to disassociate himself from the people who are like, we're here and we own this place and we're just going to do whatever.
Gotcha.
Regardless of what anybody thinks. Anyways,
right.
So then, of course, one day, surprise, surprise, something happens. The scientists are all freaked out. Oh my God, we've lost containment. Shut down. So the main scientist, he's having to hit the lockdown button. He knows he's doomed because he's already infected.
Right.
The assistant, he's panicked and all he can think of is escaping and saving himself, except he's already exposed too. Mulder, fortunately, was nowhere near the area, so he may not be exposed. So he goes and corrals himself into this this meat locker that was no longer in use. And he locks himself in there. And that was after he initiated the lockdown, so the other guy couldn't escape and infect everybody up above because they're underground right now. Anyway, okay. And so he's stuck in this meat locker for days starving and getting dehydrated, and he's kind of losing his mind a little bit. And he's in there with a whole bunch of the people that he had been meeting in the town. Apparently, the walls were actually lined with all these Native Americans who were sitting in there, and they were kind of helping him through the whole thing. They were just all sitting in there waiting for rescue to come. And of course, Scully, she shows up and she's got the CDC out there, and they've got the plastic, and
right.
They're trying to get through the meat locker so they can get him out because he locked it. And so when they find him, he's asking about the other people in there, and she's like, "What are you talking about? We found you alone."
Oh shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then at the end, when he's better and he's heading back to DC again, he picks up this old newspaper that described the disaster the first time, and it shows a picture of all the people who had been in the meat locker with him that he had been getting to know in the town. And it was an article talking about how all these people had died, and now the town was a ghost town.
That would be a hell of an episode.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be a hell of an episode. That'd be pretty solid.
So X-Files.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of an episode or movie or whatever. That would be that X-Files feels a little Stranger Things. I like that. That's pretty good.
Nuts, right?
Yeah.
I don't quite remember what the name was I gave it. It was something in Latin.
That's a great one.
But it was like ipsis something or other historium.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know what you just called me, but that sounds fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That's well done for sure. That's awesome. I would dig that for sure. Like if they put that out, like I know I forget what station, but they show X-Files every day. That and Grimm, they show them both like every day. I don't think it's FX. I think it's something else. I forget what it is. I'd have to go back and look.
You know what? It just kind of does the circuit. For a while it was FX that was showing them all the time.
Yeah.
And that's when I rewatched the series a couple of years ago. Yeah. But
awesome.
I don't know who's got it now.
Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find your stuff.
So I'm on Facebook and I'm published on what's it called? Barnes and Noble. Sorry, COVID brain.
You're good.
And of course, I've got that one episode on LiveJournal. I've also got more stuff on fanfiction.net if you're into fan fiction. I mostly did DC characters. But anyway, and I've got 2 YouTube channels. One of them is my name, Valerie Fuqua. The other one is Psychic Kitty.
Oh, nice.
More about my psychic abilities.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes. And I do plan to get back to the YouTube stuff. That is what this is about.
Yes. Yeah, YouTube's a lot of fun to post everything on, that's for sure. They're easy to do shorts and all that stuff. I thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're doing your tour and thanks for stopping in, that's for sure.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being along for the ride on the Swipe Wrong podcast. The show is produced by Jay Pelham. You want to reach out to us? We want to hear your story. 317-426-6616. Make sure to text, leave a voicemail. We'll get back to you. Shoot us an email at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, YouTube. We are definitely out there. I am the host of the show. My name is Chaos. And please make sure to take a listen to us next week because the saga, it continues.